Hi, welcome back. I'm Ken. Welcome back to How to Grill. This is going to be kind of an exotic day where we're doing all kinds of things that maybe to expand your thinking a little bit. And so Harold is going to be doing hibachi just like you'd see at a Japanese steakhouse. And let me just suffice it to say, I've already seen him do it and it is amazing. So if you like hibachi, you're going to love this. Today, for me, this exotic for me is going to be Chicago style pizza. And if you know anything about Chicago style pizza, you know you are in for a treat. Think lasagna on a crust, okay? We're gonna have a great time doing it, and this is how we start it. We actually start with one of these little packets. This is Fleischmann's pizza crust, and you need 2 and 1/2 is the measurement for this, teaspoons of this. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, make it easy for you. This entire packet is 2 and 1/2. We need 1 and 1/4 cup of lukewarm water. Make sure it's lukewarm, it helps the yeast to activate. We're gonna pour it in here, and then we are going to pour this into it. And that, all we do now is sit and wait. We'll be right back and show you the rest. Okay, we're back. The yeast is activated. You can kind of tell if you take a look at it. Some of the little globs in there, that's how you know it's activated. It took about, I don't know, 3-4 minutes at the most. Now we're going to add in some other things. We're going to add in 3 tablespoons of melted butter. That goes into the mixing bowl. And then to this, we're going to add in another mixture over here. Now, I'm going to put in some flour, and this is not just any flour, this is special flour. This is pizza flour. It is 00. You can order it online, 00 flour. And this stuff is just the best. I'm putting in 3 and 1/2 cups of the pizza flour into this mixture. There it goes. We're also going to add in 1 1/2 cups of cornmeal. Just hang with me, I promise you, you're going to like this. There goes the cornmeal, and then also into this mixture, we're going to add in 2 teaspoons, maybe I might have cheated, put a little bit more in, of sugar. Goes in there, and then 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And then we have our dough hook on the mixer, and I'm just going to put this on low, and we're going to let it work its magic. We'll be right back when this is done. Okay, you can see it's kind of made this into somewhat like a big squishy tight ball. It's not completely packed, and that's okay. I have some olive oil here in a big mixing bowl. So I'm going to take that olive oil, put it into the bowl, and kind of just spread that all around in there. It's kind of just rolling all around inside that bowl. And then I'm going to take what we've put in here, get it out, and I'm going to put it into that olive oil. And you can see, I'm just scoop a little bit more out of there. I'm just kind of making a big ball out of this right here. Okay, kind of squishing it together, rolling it around into that olive oil, getting that good olive oil. That's part of your taste of your crust, all over it. Now, that's what we have right there. Big old ball of dough that is going to make some of the best crust you've ever had, okay? We leave that right there in the bowl. Give me 1 second here. Wash my hands off from this. And then I just use this press and seal stuff. I just put it right over the top of this, just like this. Kind of form it around this thing. And now we wait. This is going in the refrigerator. It'll sit there for an hour. I'll show you what we're going to do after that. I just want to say a couple of things too. I know we're running through like 1 1/2 cups of this, 3 and 1. Don't worry about all that. The recipe is going to be right there. You can download it. You can see all this for yourself. So this is here for you. Now, I want to say too, some people with the dough, I don't want to make dough. You can certainly go to the grocery store and buy pre-made and roll it out yourself, and it will work for this, okay? So you can do that. I like to make my own. Same way with the sauce. You can buy pizza sauce, but I like to make my own, and I'm going to do that right now, okay? I'm going to have right here a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm actually going to do 2 of these. I'm pouring this into the saucepan right now. And I'm actually going to add just a little bit more. Again, I fudge on some of these recipes, okay, with things that I like. So we're going to let that roll around here on this heat just for a little bit. It only should take about a minute for this thing to kind of heat up like it needs to. And what will happen in the olive oil, it'll either start to smoke a little bit or it'll shimmer, just like waves going across a still pond. It just kind of shimmers a little bit and you can tell, okay, it's heated up, but you want the olive oil heated. And then after that, we're going to add to this mixture some minced garlic, which is going to give an amazing smell, by the way, and then some oregano, and then a little bit of crushed red pepper. And that crushed red pepper, I will tell you, it's the bite. It gives it just a little bit of spice in there as you taste the sauce. If you don't like spicy, leave that out. Okay, just leave it out. It's not necessary. It's just for a little bit of kick. Now I'm seeing smoke come up here, so we are ready. Okay, minced garlic. I just happen to know it's 4 teaspoons because it's 4 cloves. Oh, baby. Let me put that down a little bit. There's that. But I am doing actually 6, okay? Because I know a tablespoon is going to be 3. All right? Then we're going to do the oregano next. And let me make sure I get this right. How much? It is 2 teaspoons of oregano. Here's a teaspoon. That's 1. That's 2. And then after that, we're going to put in, I want to make sure I get it right. Oh, this is the crushed red pepper. And that's just, again, this is your bite. Let's just do, we're going to do 1. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Pardon me, I got to grab a spoon. All right, I tell you what, we'll do a spatula. Spatula will be even better. Let's do this and we'll mix this thing around just a little bit. I want to roll it around. And I'm already seeing that. It doesn't take but just like 30 seconds. I can already see it turning black, brown in there. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So to this, I'm now going to add a 28-ounce can of crushed red tomatoes. That's the basis of our sauce. Okay, turning this heat down a little bit. I'm mixing all this in together now. I'm down to a very low medium heat right now, okay? Adding that in. And I'm also going to add in some garlic powder. Let me make sure I get the right amount. It's 1 teaspoon of garlic powder right here. Watch me close because I'm doing 2. Yep. That's how I like it, okay? I've just done this enough where I know. And then 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and I legit stick to that because I am not a huge fan of onions, and I don't want it to be too oniony, but the onion does give it a good taste, and I'm mixing all this in together right now, okay? You can see all that getting mixed in there together. The garlic cloves, all of this, and this is going to be really, really amazing, okay? Now, to this, we're going to add something really, really special as well. And you got to be careful with this one. I'll just go ahead and tell you. We're going to add some honey. So I'm going to put it in here. And let me just tell you, when you're measuring out honey, you don't want to go all the way to the top because honey will expand on you when it gets in there. It's doing it right now. It's already rising up toward the top. Just a hair more. Boom. It's still rising toward the top, and then I'm going to mix this in here. There goes the honey. Okay? And now we're talking. Now we're cooking with this. Okay? Mix all that in together. There's a little more honey dripping out of there. It takes it a minute to get out of there sometimes. There's some more coming. And, you know, if you need help with this, always grab one of these, get it in there. There we go. Now we mix all of this in there together. Now, I'm going to heat this up just a little bit more because I want to bring it to a simmer. And then what's going to happen with this is it's going to cook on a simmer, and then it will reduce, and it takes approximately 30 minutes for this to happen, but you still want to watch it, okay? Still kind of keep your eye on this because you don't want to burn the sauce, okay? And that, my friends, is going to be really good. And just a little bit too, we're going to have a little taste test on this one. And what you're going to do as well, if you don't like the taste of it, you think, oh, it tastes a little, maybe a little bland or something, which I've had happen before, I'm going to add some kosher salt to this. And kosher salt, you just add that to the taste until it tastes about like you like it, okay? So stay around, we're going to do this, we're going to get the dough, and we're about to put all of our ingredients. We're going to start putting some of those on the oven as well. Today, the ingredients, I will tell you, again, it's up to you what you want. You may love vegetables and want to be all vegan pizza. Great, up to you. Me, not so much. Carnivore pizza for me. I'm doing Italian sausage, I'm doing pepperoni, and I'm putting some mushrooms in this as well. But again, the only limitation is your own creativity as to what you want to put onto your pizza. And I'll show you how to add those toppings a little while from now, okay? So let's let this simmer, let the dough rise, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with our ingredients. I told you today we have pepperoni, we have mushrooms. Neither one of those have to be pre-cooked, but we also have Italian sausage. This is mild Italian sausage. Some people prefer sweet, some people prefer hot. Again, it's your choice. You are only limited by your own creativity. Make this your own. So we're going to take this and literally we're just browning it. That's all we're doing. We just brown this before we go in there, okay? And this is on pretty hot heat. It's not going to take this long at all. Once I brown it, I'm going to strain it, put it in here, and then I'm going to put this stuff into a bowl, set it aside, and it's going to sit there and cool, and we put it on the pizza cool, and it'll cook the rest of the way when it's there, okay? Okay, sausage is just about done, and I want to point out that I stayed here the whole time with it, and I was constantly moving it around because sausage will burn pretty quickly if you don't. So you want to kind of keep it moving, chopping it up into little pieces. It's better to have it not in the huge, you can have it in huge chunks if you like, but I prefer the little pieces because it makes it easier to spread all over the pizza. The big chunks only cover a small area. This will cover a whole lot of that pizza. Okay, here it goes. Into the strainer. And then the good part with this is it's off. There we go. And then I'm just going to take a very small bowl here. I'll use this one. It goes into here. And we have our sausage topping that's going to go on this pizza. We're going to let this cool for a while. Like I said, it goes on cold, and so the mushrooms go on uncooked, the pepperoni goes on uncooked, but somehow this is all going to go together. You're going to love these toppings in this pizza in just a minute. The sauce is reduced, we're ready, and I did take a little taste a second ago, and oh my gosh, this is really, really good. So I'm going to put this into a bowl, and again, the sauce, just exactly like the sausage, does not have to go onto the pizza hot. The heat is going to come from when we cook it, okay? There it goes. It is ready to go. So we can set all this aside, and there is our pizza sauce right here, okay? This is good. Oh, wow. You can really smell the spices on this thing. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'll show you how this all goes together in just a minute. It's almost time to get the dough. So that comes up next, and show you what we're going to do with that. It's not ready yet. It takes time to do this, but it's going to be so worth it. You're going to see. Okay, you've heard of go time. Well, it's dough time right now. Here we go. I'm going to pull it out of here, and you can see that's actually formed something very good. Now, to put this down here, we're going to take just some flour, and this is I'm just telling you, you make a mess. Probably not the best day to wear a dark shirt, by the way. But I'm going to put it down here, and that kind of helps. You get the flour all over this. It helps as far as the stickiness of this. It doesn't stick to things quite as much. So I'll just throw dough all around this thing right here and roll it in there now where it's not sticking to everything. And then I'm going to grab this. In the rolling pin, I'm going to roll this dough out. And I'm doing this in a very specific way. I want this to be not in a circle, but I'm kind of rolling it out kind of as a long rectangle. Kind of looks like the Millennium Falcon over here right now for you Star Wars fans. I'm rolling it all the way out this way. And this is just a silicone pad. You can buy these anywhere. I have a big green egg one that I bought over at Ace Hardware, over where our friend Harold is. And it will work that way. Now that this is done, I have softened some butter. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rub this butter all over this pizza dough, rather. It's not technically pizza yet, I guess. But you can see what it's doing all over this. Okay? Here we go. This has butter all over the inside of it now. I don't know about you, but as I'm doing this, my mouth is already watering. Now, I'm gonna just wash my hands off really quickly. They're gonna get dirty again almost immediately, but I need to not have as much stick on my hands as I do from that butter. And now, you're gonna kind of need to watch what I do with this stuff right here, okay? Let me get this out of your way so you can really see. All right, now I'm gonna make this into a ball, but I'm gonna do it in a specific way. I'm going to roll this thing from one side like this, all the way over, just like that. Then I'm going to take it, fold part of it this way, take it, fold this over this way. So now that butter is trapped inside, I'm going to fold this thing up into a ball again. Okay? Kind of mold it around here, make this into a ball. And then, more olive oil inside of here. I'll rub that around there, put it here, and then this is going to go back into that olive oil. I'm rubbing the olive oil. You see it's all over that stuff. All over here. And I'm kind of squeezing that together and overlapping where the gaps are to really make sure that it stays like a ball. Okay, that's what you want. So, got that here, squish that all together so it is very ball-like. Now I have another dough ball that's inside here, this way. And then guess what? You guessed it, another hour. But then after that, we're going to be ready to put this pizza together. And the ingredients are ready. All we got to do is roll the dough out. I'll show you how we're going to put it all together. And I'll just tell you, out of all the stuff I do, this is the most fun. This is the most fun part of all of it. So stick around. You're going to like this. It's been another hour and the dough has really risen. So we're going to pull this off of here. Here and put it down here this way. Let me get this out of the way so you guys can see exactly what's going on. And I'm going to get a little bit of the flour that's already on here. Let me get it around here on this dough because we're going to need that to roll it out. And this is the moment we've been waiting for with the dough. We're ready to roll this stuff out. All right. Now for this, we are going to roll this thing out somewhat circular. And we're really going to press down this time because we want this to be thinner. It's not like paper thin, but it is much thinner than anything we've done before. Right now it's still way too thick. So this is going to start getting pretty huge. But that's what we want because we've got a lot of space in here that we're going to need to fill up. And this is deep dish, and so the dough is going to need to cover quite a bit of space. Want to try to avoid any wrinkles. If they're in there, roll them all the way out. You can see now we're starting to, now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere with this. this is going to go into here. This is a big green egg ceramic stone. So it's all going to go into this thing right here. We're going to do that in just a second. Hang out and I'll show you exactly how it goes in here. Now we want to get the dough and put the dough onto the pizza stone. This is a ceramic pizza stone that I got. It's a deep dish one I got from Ace Hardware. It is for the big green egg, but you can get it and use it however you want to. I'm going to pour a little bit of olive oil down here at the bottom of this, and then I'm going to rub it all around the inside of this, because this is going to help when I have to get the pizza out after it's cooked. This will help it not stick. I did not do this the first time, and it took quite a while for me to get the pizza out of here. Hopefully, we'll have much better results with this. All right, so that's all over the bottom here. Olive oil with Italian, always a hit. Here we go. Here's the whole thing. It's going to go right across this, okay? I'll move it back here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to start kind of pushing it down here. I want to fill in. I don't want any air in here at all, okay? That means if I need to add more this way so there's more to choose from, then that's what I'm going to do. You'll notice, I've got some excess here. I've got quite a bit of excess. That's okay. You want that. You're going to cut off the excess in just a minute. All right. I'm getting rid of any and all air that I feel in this thing all the way around, okay? So now I think we're doing pretty good here. I think we've eliminated all of the air that's in between there, because any of the air that's going on there is gonna, it will end up bubbling, or it'll end up doing something you don't want it to do. So you want to try to eliminate as much of that as you can. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start around here, and I am going to cut off the excess right here. I don't need this stuff anymore right here. So this stuff right here is going to come off. You say, Ken, you're going to waste all that? No. We're going to do something with it. I'll show you something cool, just a little side thing. A lot of people do throw it away, which, you know, is fine. It makes more than you need, but when you roll it out like you're supposed to, there will be some excess all the way around this thing, okay? So I'm cutting around here, getting rid of what I don't need. This is what I don't need. This is what I do need right here. And I'm going to continue to form it right here. Push it in all the way around this way. Cut a little more off of this side. I don't need that right there. Okay. And my friends, that is pizza dough ready to go. All right. When I say ready to go, what do I mean? I mean now. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to put the toppings in this thing and get this thing cooking, okay? Here we go. The time has come. We're going to put all of our toppings into this pizza, and you can see, I told you what we were going to have today. We're going to have pepperoni, mushrooms, sausage. There is our cheese. This cheese is freshly grated. Let me tell you, I personally do not buy grated cheese in the grocery store anymore because of some of the stuff that's in it. And I'm not going to go into the whole health and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just going to say it this way. If you buy a block of cheese and grate it and taste it, you'll see there is a marked difference between that. So that is some boar's head mozzarella cheese. I had a big block of it and I grated that and made that, and it's very, very good. In here we have olive oil, and I've mixed in some minced garlic, and I'm just going to swish this brush around here, and then I'm going to brush all over the bottom of this, and this is for taste. It's going to give you a little bit of a garlic taste to what we're doing here. Really, really good stuff. all the way around. I'm going all the way around, up on the sides there too. Okay, now, normally on a pizza, most people would go ahead and say, all right, let's put the sauce down, let's put toppings, let's put cheese on top of that. But we are doing Chicago-style pizza. So what does that mean? That means the order is reversed as to how we do this, okay? The first thing that goes on this is actually the cheese. The cheese goes at the bottom. So we're just gonna spread it all out just like this. And by the way, this was a little bit more than 1 pound of cheese. That's about how much I got. And it's just about right. 1 pound of cheese, a little bit, actually a hair more than that. Maybe about 1 1/10. But that spreads out just perfectly right there. Then the next step is going to be the toppings. I'll tell you the order that I like to do it in. Personally, I like to put the pepperoni on next. So we're going to take the pepperonis, just going to spread them out just like this, all the way around here. And let's see. I kind of go in a circle and go all the way into the middle with this. I got the idea for making this from it's Chicago-style pizza called Giordano's. And it's famous in Chicago. You can only get it in Chicago and Orlando, Florida, the only 2 places that you can get it. And you can look them up at Giordano's. And there's, that's for me. That's good. And this is actually boar's head pepperoni, which is always very fresh and good. The next thing I'm going to put on is some of our sausage. Here we go. Sausage goes across here like this. And you can see why I told you a minute ago, there's a big chunk of sausage. It's okay if that happens, but you can see it's much better, and it's a little thinner. It doesn't quite bulk up your pizza if you chop it up finely. Okay? Looks like we've got this just about perfect. That's about the amount of sausage that I wanted on there. Kind of spread all the way out. And now, our mushrooms. And I just try to spread them out a little bit. I don't want them all chunked up together, bunched up together. And after I do this, I'll probably work and move them around a little bit. Like that's too much right there. So I'll move some of these around. Because I want them in, when I do a slice, I want several of them in each slice. So I want them spread out evenly. All right. And now, as they say in France, for the pièce de résistance, the tomato sauce, the pizza sauce that we made earlier. Here we go. This goes on top. And that, my friends, is Chicago style. This is the order that it goes in. Spread all this. There it all is, and I'm going to just smooth it out all around there. This way, all the way over here to the edges. And you can, if you see little places that are built up, just smooth it out. I'd use it like I'm doing with a spoon. Smooth it all out. It doesn't have to cover. There's going to be stuff sticking out, and you're going to see that. That's fine. That's part of the process of it. My friends, that is a Chicago-style pizza that is ready to be cooked in about 25 minutes. Well, you'll just see when we cut it. This is going to be amazing. Get ready. Okay, we are heated up. Now, it's actually a little over 600 degrees, so I'm gonna be very careful when I open this thing. I'm gonna burp it, which means I'm gonna kind of break it open a little bit, let the air go in there. If I open it immediately, singed arm hairs, especially with high heat like this. So there it is, I burp it a little bit, let the air go in, open it up. Now you can see the pizza stone, it is all heated up, and I'm setting this down directly onto there, and it's that singed my fingers right there, just doing that much. Okay, it's sitting there, close. We're back right about 600 degrees. It'll heat up some more. I've kind of closed the vents down because I want it running about 550 to 600, not too hot. And so we're going to watch this. I'll come back and look at it again in about another maybe 10 minutes or so. But like I said, we're looking at about a 20-minute cook, 20 to 25 minutes for this thing is really ready. And you're not going to believe how good the pizza is going to be coming out of this big green egg. All we can do now is wait. It's been 20 minutes. The pizza should be done. It's definitely done. Got a little blackening around here, brown over here, but you should be able to kind of reach in. Yeah, that crust, oh, look at that right there. Crust is solid. I'm gonna pick this up. It's extremely hot. I'm gonna go onto this thing right here, close this down, and now I'm gonna shut the egg down. I wanna show you how I do it very quickly. I'm closing the bottom vent all the way, and then I close that top vent. No more air means no more fire, and it will take it probably a good hour and a half to cool completely down, but it will. And this is going to go inside. We're going to let it cool off, then we're going to get it out of that pizza stone, and then we're going to cut it, and then we're going to eat it. This is Chicago deep dish pizza. I can't wait for you to see what this looks like when we cut into it. Okay, here we are, the moment of truth with the Chicago-style deep dish pizza. We've gone through all this preparation, all this time for this moment right here. Let's see how we cut here. I heard a crunch, which is a good thing.
That's right. Crust is done.
Sounds crunchy all the way across to me. I'm gonna go across this way right here. And then I'm going to just get a smaller piece here. Wow, that is really, really. Let's see if you can see this when I pull this up.
Oh, that's pretty.
There you are, my friends. That is Chicago style deep dish pizza. You can see the pepperoni, the sausage in there. There's all the cheese on the bottom. And you heard that crust that's crunching. But look, if I'll just show you how crunchy it is. I can pick that up right there and break that in half. Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm going to let Harold try some in just a minute and see. We'll get the real official taste test coming up. Let me grab a plate for him. All right, there is the cheesy goodness coming at you.
Oh yeah.
Right there. Harold, take you a bite of that. Crust crunching pretty good on that.
Plenty of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very good.
Good deal. All right. This is Chicago-style deep dish pizza, something you can do at home. And listen, if you don't want to make deep dish, you can do regular. I do thin crust pizza with this, and we all kinds of different toppings because everybody that comes through here and asks me to do pizza, I tell everybody we're all different ages, different stages from different cages.
Yeah, and it's it's like we were talking earlier. It's awesome the fresh made pizza, but if you're in a hurry. I do Papa Murphy's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it up, take it home, fire the egg up, stick it on there, in just a few minutes it's done, ready to eat. So
Papa Murphy's has that. Also Loopy's Pizza, which is local here in Chattanooga. They have pizzas you can buy ready. They'll make it for you, and they freeze it, and you make it at home.
Absolutely.
All really good. Again, we did every bit of this. We did the dough. We grated all the cheese ourselves. We made the sauce. That was all done from scratch. But you don't have to do that. You can buy pizza sauce there. You can buy dough pre-made at the grocery store. You can go to Papa Murphy's, Loopy's, other places. But try cooking this stuff at home. I think there's something special, and you've talked about this before. There's something special about not going out to eat, but staying home and doing it yourself, and it's just great quality family time.
It is. It's quality family time, great food. And, we can talk about the take and bake, but this is awesome pizza. And, but again, it's fun. It doesn't matter whether it's pizza. It doesn't matter whether it's steaks. It doesn't matter whether it's hibachi. It's fun, and people enjoy it. They don't get in a hurry, because to make good food takes a little while, but it's worth it.
No doubt. No doubt. It took a while to make this. There was some prep work in this, but it's going to be worth it. And I'll tell you, this right here will feed a family for a good 5-6 days if you let it. Pizza keeps for a while. Put it in that refrigerator, and some people like eating it cold. I know my dad loved doing that, and some people want to heat it up. But whatever the case, it's going to be there for you. And I hope that you've enjoyed this. So we have done hamburgers, we've done chicken, we've done reverse sear steaks, we've done ribs, we've done hibachi, and we've done deep dish pizza. You got a lot of good food to choose from. You got a lot of fun stuff that you can do at home. Don't just watch all these. Try it. Try it out. I'm just going to use this as an example. It's not always going to turn out the way you want it to turn out. I'm going to go ahead and show you, okay? Now, if you were paying attention earlier, I said, hey, I'm not going to waste that dough, and I didn't waste that dough. Well, I said I wasn't going to waste that dough. I actually was going to make breadsticks out of this that turned into some actually burned crispy critters. It still actually tastes good. But the point is, this is not what I would want to cook for other people. I wouldn't serve this to other people because it's burned right there. I messed it up. But next time, Harold and I were talking a minute ago. Let the temp fall more.
Put them in there.
Put them in there, and then I'll have breadsticks as well with the pizza. Just take a little more time. So I learned something from this. It doesn't always go right.
No, it doesn't. You're going to make mistakes, but even sometimes the things I think are mistakes still taste great. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and you get something that wasn't cooked well, and you get a little upset. But again, with when you're doing it at home, you're going to find that perfect spot that you like. Whether it's a steak, whether it's a hamburger, the way it's done. We did really thick hamburgers. Some people don't like that. Some people just like a pre-made patty. Mm-hmm. But still, the opportunity to cook those at home and just, again, I keep saying, and have fun doing it. And you can do all kinds of things. I was speaking of hamburgers, I was watching a video earlier today where they were actually putting onions under the hamburgers and then mashing them into it.
Oh, wow.
So just all kinds of stuff you can learn to do and have a great time doing it. Have fun and fellowship with family and friends, and eat well.
I think with me, doing some of the things I do, all of us have high stress at times in our life. There's something wonderful for me personally about going to a recipe and knowing if I do this, and this, it's going to turn out like this. It's going to be something amazing that I can eat, and it's predictable. It's something that I've done a lot, and so yes, I try new stuff, but sometimes I like doing this, and it's therapeutic for me.
It is. It's
relaxing.
It's outside of what you do 8 and 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
I have people come to me all the time, and they say, "You ought to open a restaurant." I'm like, no. It's fun right now.
Exactly.
I want to keep it that way.
Right.
This is what I do to escape my everyday life.
There you go.
And so the last thing I'd want to do is turn it into a profession. Now, there may be somebody out there that's what they want to do. They want to learn and turn it. Go for it. Have fun with it.
Sure.
But for me, it's about that, like you say, it's that therapeutic time. It's getting out there, taking that recipe, even maybe changing that recipe up a little bit to suit your taste, but still creating great food.
Which we did on this pizza. Remember, we added in a little more garlic than normal and on some parts, and a little more butter that was there on this. When we did the ribs, there was a little more of that as well. You kind of adapt and do things that work for you. If you had told me, if you'd gone back to January of 2020 and said, "Hey, Ken, about 15 months or so, you're going to be with Harold and you're going to tape a cooking show," I would have laughed at your face and said, "I don't know how to cook. I can't do any of that stuff." 15 months later, here we are. We're doing all this. Some wrong, but a whole lot of right, okay? But I did it, and I promise you, if I can do this, you can do it. There's no doubt you can do it.
I totally get it. I mean, we've talked earlier. I mean, I've been doing some cooking for years, but I really didn't get into it at this level until I bought my green egg, and that was 4 years ago.
Wow.
And, and from that point, I got excited. I started seeing things I could do and just learned. And, and I know we've talked a lot about the green egg, but it doesn't really matter. I tell people a lot of times that cooking is not so much about the machine, but it's man and methods. And if once you figure out what you want to cook and how you want to cook it, then the grill or the tool that you use is just that. It's a tool, and you learn to adapt it to what you want.
Absolutely.
I don't, unlike a lot of friends of mine. They do a lot of long cooks. I do some, but for the most part, I do meals. I go home, figure out something I'm gonna fix. I fix it for that night, and I'm done. Occasionally, I will do a long pork butt or a brisket or something like that, but I don't do it as much as a lot of people do. The things we've done here in this class are things that, I like telling people a lot of times, I like to let the grocery store talk to me. And sometimes that's exactly what happens. I walk through the grocery aisle and say, okay, there's what I'm fixing tonight.
Yeah.
And your long cooks have to be more thought out. But these are things, you can go to the store anytime and say, okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna fix this tonight.
Yeah.
And you can have fun doing it.
And all of the ingredients, by the way, that were in this Chicago-style deep dish pizza were purchased this morning. Every bit of it. So it's something you can do. And if I have a lazy day, think I don't have to do anything that day, and I'm going to be hanging around, let's say on a Saturday, then I might say, hey, I'm going to get a brisket. I'll cook that thing for 8 or 9 hours, and it takes care of itself out there. I showed them the Flame Boss, so they've seen that, and it's on my phone. I can set it, forget it, and just kind of glance at it every once in a while, and it's doing its thing while I'm doing my thing. But I've cooked something all day long and got something great to enjoy at night.
And you'll enjoy that for 2 or 3 days.
No doubt.
More.
No doubt. Unless your friends find out, in which case they come in and they take
that could happen.
Yeah.
But the other thing about the long cooks, a lot of times we'll eat on it a day or two, freeze it, and then one night here you don't really know what you want. You look in the freezer and you got a bag of brisket sitting in there. Pull it out, warm it up, and you're good to go.
Awesome. Okay. Well, again, we want you to see the possibilities. We want you to try this thing out, and then we want you to tell us what you've done. Send us pictures of it. Let us know, hey, we did this. And if it didn't turn out like you wanted it to, we'll give you suggestions, things that we think. Well, I'll call Harold and he'll give you suggestions. But we'll do all that because we want you to try this stuff out. Now, if they want to get, let's say they're looking and say, well, hey, now that we've done this big green egg stuff, I want to get a big green egg. Or you know what, I'd just rather do just a gas grill. Or maybe that whole Blackstone thing might be for me. Where do they go get those?
They can come see me at the Elders Ace on East Brainerd Road. We've got it all there, and we've got access to a lot of things that aren't there. So, I give people advice all the time. I have people that come in and they've been grilling for years, and they'll say, I've really never grilled like y'all do, and they'll ask for tips, and we'll help them with that, but we'll also help them. Pick out the grill. I will tell you this, as you have seen on my deck, grills can get addictive.
It's crazy, and I'm jealous. You need to know I'm jealous. I've seen it, and I want more.
But I want to learn more. That's why I want to experiment with different grills.
Right.
And I think whether like we said, all you ever do is cook hamburgers and chicken or steaks on the gas grill, or whether you want to get at this level, just do something. Just go out, get you something, get you a grill, cook on it. I can't tell you how many people I know that they'll do a lot of the same things we've done on just a basic Weber kettle grill.
So you can do this stuff.
So it's not a matter of spending $2,000. You can spend less than $200 and still be able to do a lot of what we've done here.
There you go. So the people that are watching this that are not from Chattanooga, they can still.
They can.
Absolutely.
They can come see us. I have people, like I told you, I have people come from all over the United States to see us there. So,
and now you know why, because he knows what he's doing.
And I love hearing people come in and say, hey, I saw you here, or I saw your social media post, and I want to come see this place. So
excellent. All right. Well, again, we hope you've enjoyed this. I'm Ken.
And I'm Harold.
Thanks for joining us for How to Grill. Go have fun.